I'm in the garden. I'm just gonna be doing a little bit of work, so I figured I would show you guys a little bit of what that looks like. One of the things that I need to do this morning is come through and stake some of the tomatoes up. I don't want the fruits resting on the dirt and getting dirty or getting eaten by slugs or other pests. I don't want the leaves resting on the dirt and just making the plant sick. So I'm gonna stake those up this morning. Okay, so here is one of my tomato plants. This is a Mexico Midget Cherry tomato, and it has been leaning for a while now because I haven't given it support. It's got some fruits on it, so it's gonna need to be staked up because it's only gonna get heavier. This is the real problem that I saw back here. This is the real motivation behind coming to stake the tomatoes this morning. The San Marzano, the fruits on it are getting heavy, and so it's touching the ground. I'm gonna put a stake right behind this and then use some Velcro to hold it up. So here is the metal stake that I'm using. I'm just gonna stick the bottom of this right behind this tomato plant, and then grab some Velcro and attach it to the stake. Okay, so if you're wanting to see what this looks like up close, here is the stake behind the tomato plant, and here is a little piece of Velcro that I attached. So we've got one right there. Got the San Marzano staked in the back. Good morning, Archer. And we've got the Heritage Rainbow staked right here. This bamboo, oh goodness, it's a jungle. This bamboo was already in here, so I went ahead and staked the tomato up with that bamboo. It looks like there's some lettuce. It looks like there's some lettuce back here that reseeded itself and has started growing. This ginger is coming back from last year, which is pretty cool. So I will definitely be harvesting that this year. It may just be a little bit though. Another thing I'm going to be doing is checking for ripe fruits this morning. Anything that needs to be picked. If we want any flowers, we're going to go ahead and pick those, and we are going to be pruning away some foliage that's dead or dying. Yep. You want to twist it off?
I got baby bubble pants.
Baby brother tomatoes.
Can I test this for you? How many twists?
Yes, we'll twist this off. And this spaghetti squash plant has vine borer damage on it. So that's what's causing these spots here. It's dying back at the roots, which I showed in my last garden update. So we are going to go ahead and pull this plant out. But first, Archer gets to harvest his squash.
All right,
come on. You're gonna have to use two hands.
Yeah.
Two hands and twist. Keep twisting. Archer, that's a pretty thick stem. Do you want some scissors?
Yes.
All right, let's get scissors.
Other faces are wagon.
I'm gonna have to help you with this.
This thing is. I think we can cut this.
You're gonna cut the small one? Okay, that's a good idea. Why don't you cut the skinny stem?
You made this one?
Yeah, but you're gonna have to hold your squash so it doesn't fall.
Alright. some still sleeping.
Yes. All right, cut that one. And then cut it at the top on the skinny stem. Yes, not the screen, please. Woo-wee. All right, let's see it.
Wow, let's take a hat.
Nice harvest, Archer.
Maybe.
All right, that is a winter squash, so we don't have to eat that right away. We can store that someplace that's cool and dry, and it will continue to harden and ripen, and we can eat it in a couple months if we really wanted to.
Oh my.
I'm gonna check the corn. I see a lot more silks. This is the first one that we looked at. I don't think it's ready yet. This is the first ear that we looked at a couple weeks ago. I don't think it's ready yet though. Japanese beetles seem to be dying back just a little bit. I can still see a few of them here and there. We've got more silks on the corn right there. I'm not really sure how this first succession pollinated, because when we got back, the pollen tassels seemed to be pretty much done and the silks hadn't come out yet. So this first succession definitely tasseled early. Sometimes you can still get fairly decent pollination and get a few ears of corn, but I'm curious to see how these first ears will come out. So we have about 2 weeks, I believe, before we come and check these ears of corn for pollination and see if we got anything worth harvesting. Okay, I'm in the back at the container garden right now, and I'm just kind of checking everything out. I see a couple of butternut squash that are ready. Over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick these, put them in our basket. This thyme looks really nice, so I'm going to grab a few sprigs of this and dry it, because I will definitely need this in a couple of months. We've got some bachelor button flowers blooming. Cosmos back here are in bloom, and I've started coming out and doing some seed saving. So let's see if I can get this to focus. These are the seeds for this flower. I'll save them, and then I'll have flower seeds for next year. The oregano in this container is filling out really nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and take some of that and just set it aside for drying. Here's our basket so far. So we've got butternut squash, spaghetti squash, oregano, and thyme. Heritage rainbow tomatoes on the vine. I'm over by the pepper bed now, and I see a few cayennes that have dropped, but they aren't red yet. I'm going to just leave them for another couple of weeks and let them ripen fully. So we've got that one right there. There are a couple over here in the back. There are a few shishito coming in right there. These still have a ways to go, so I'm not gonna pick any of these. They will be fine for another couple weeks. Yay for lizards eating Japanese beetles. Okay, this is the bean and lemon balm bed. And I can see this lemon balm is looking really nice. I'm going to go ahead and harvest a little bit of it. I'm just gonna come down, pinch this off, add it to my basket. And I will likely use this lemon balm for a tea or a tincture. I've never made a lemon balm tincture before, so I might try that. And that is really just letting this infuse in some alcohol, straining it out. So I've got my lemon balm. I do see some of the bean foliage starting to die back a bit. I think these will be okay for the next week. They are not completely dry yet, and that's what I'm looking for. So the foliage is starting to die back, but I want these pods to be completely dry, and they're not. These are yellow. They will probably get more brown and definitely a bit crunchier, but I still got beans that are green coming in. And these are beans that I'm going to be saving for dried beans. I've also got pests, as you can see. I don't know where he went, but I'll let Mother Nature take care of that. Here's some more beans. They're beginning to die back, but they're still sort of wet, so we're just gonna leave them be. Some of this yellow foliage can come out. And these are planted pretty densely. So let's see. Lots of beans back there, but we still got some green ones, so they're not ready yet. Been using some of this dill and scrambled eggs, and it's really yummy. My cucumbers didn't take off, so for the first time this year, if we are still here, I'll be trying cucumbers in the fall. This rosemary is looking really nice. I have a lot of it set aside, so I'm not gonna rush to cut that back again. I will cut that back probably in another couple weeks for drying. Archer's dill has gone to seed, and well, it's actually gone to flower. So it gives you these really pretty yellow firework looking flowers. And I will probably plant a second round of dill. Archer's got a strawberry on the way. And lastly, probably the biggest thing we've got going this week is the fact that we were able to get a really good deal on some more fruit trees. So we are going to be expanding our orchard out of the property and adding about 14 more trees. So these are packed in pretty tight, but what we've got here are Little Miss Figgy, dwarf fig varieties, sweet southern cherries. We've got, let's see, I believe tangerine. Oh, we've got a lime. That's a Persian lime. What else? I know I got some tangerine. Arctic Frost Satsuma tangerines. There's 2 of those. There's another lime in the back. Some Meyer lemon. And a calamondin right here, which is another citrus. We also snagged 2 willow trees. Our plan for the willows is just have a shaded picnic space in the back of the property. So we will go ahead and plant these out as soon as we can. I don't think that I will plant them this summer, maybe in the fall, or just take them with us when we go. So that is it, a little bit of our morning garden run through.